Are you proud of that performance? It's a loss. Are you feeling proud, though?
That is not a loss, my friends. That is not a loss. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here on the CBC following an historic evening, afternoon, day for our great country. That was not a loss. We proved to the world, when I put that video out, I got a lot of people making fun of me, a lot of haters, a lot of people saying we're going to lose 5-0, all this stuff. That was not 5-0. We should have won that game, and that's okay. Belgium is a great team. They're doing all right, fine. They're legends, second in the world. I challenge that personally, but great. We showed we can hang. I think we gained the respect of the football community. I think we put Croatia and Morocco on notice. They had a lackluster showing earlier today. I feel so proud to be Canadian. I feel so proud of the boys. I hope that they are holding their head high. Yes, we can nitpick. Yes, we can second guess. Yes, we could say this and that. But Canada just played a World Cup match. I am 40 years old. I was 4 when they played in '86. I have no recollection of that. I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, I never thought I would ever see Canada on the stage that is the World Cup, the greatest stage of all. I feel so proud to be Canadian, and most importantly, I'm so proud of what they did just moments ago. So yes, that was not a loss. That was a win for us all, and this ain't over. Watch out, Croatia.
No, I agree with you. And first of all, I love that badge on your computer, by the way. I see that you're a Forest fan, so I like you even more now. Now, what do you think? Do you think
Let's go Forest.
Do you think we were robbed of 2 penalties in that match? And then I want to ask you as well, how dynamic do you think we are going forward in that box? Were you not excited watching our talent in that final third?
It was unbelievable. I would say the final third of the match, I felt like we sort of took our foot off the gas, weren't able to finish. I don't know if it was just a letdown, tired. They were speculating. I was watching the American broadcast, so I don't know what was said on the Canadian broadcast. Unfortunately, I had to watch the American broadcast because we're here in New York City. So the finishes weren't great. I think it ended with 20 or 21 shots on goal. A lot of them went wide. Look, I'm no official. I'm just a fanalist, as you said. But yes, I would have liked to get another crack. I also thought that there was, that handball. I thought there was a second one. They explained it about the offsides and all that stuff. Who the hell knows with this VAR stuff? It's all very confusing. But yes, it would have been nice to be able to right that wrong. No one expected this, except for us who have been following this team for the last few years. They certainly deserve better, but it has only given me more confidence heading into Sunday.
Do you think maybe that was probably the reason that Alphonso Davies ended up taking that penalty, was because he wanted to be the first one to score a goal in the World Cup? Because a lot of people back here were thinking Jonathan David was going to be the man to take that penalty, a natural
Come on, everyone wants to be that guy, man. Everyone wants to be that guy.
I know, but I can't talk about Fonzie like that. That guy has, I know he was out for the last few qualifying matches, but he has done so much for this country. And to me, he is still the face of Canadian soccer. The fact that he was able to even play in this game, there was some doubt whether or not he'd be able to play. And he looked 100%, and I hope that he is 100% going into Sunday. I am not going to insinuate for one moment. I know what you media types like to do. You want me to throw him under the bus? I'm not going to throw him under the bus. I believe in Alphonso Davies,
not at all.
And he will get on the board for us, no doubt about it.
Not at all. I would never do that to Fonzie.
No, you know what it is, though, Ariel? I will say this, and I do wonder, because there was now, it happens in the game. I'm not saying it doesn't, but there was a moment, right, where Richie Larea was wide open. Jonathan David had the ball at his feet, and he opted to kick when he should have passed. I just wonder if sometimes that weight is something they carry and they don't realize. They don't realize subconsciously that maybe they should have made a pass instead of shoot, just because everyone wants to be that guy. I'm not blaming them. Who doesn't want to be that hero?
I would take it. I'd probably miss it,
Jimmy would
but I would
rip
take
the ball right out of my hands.
I would be that guy fighting for that ball because I want to be the first one to score.
I mean, you will be remembered forever. I mean, these guys will be remembered forever for what they've done. It's only going to get better come 2026, but I'm not focused on that right now. Of course, you want to, they'd be on a coin, they'd be on a dollar bill, whoever that first guy is, but I don't think anyone is putting themselves above the team. I think there is look at us talking about it. We're not just talking about the result. We're talking about who's going to be the first. So I think there's going to be a ton of pressure now going to Croatia, and God forbid, a million times, even if it's, 0-0, in the Croatia game. God forbid we're going into the last game and now you're like, oh my God, will it be a second, World Cup appearance with no goals? So I hope, even if we have to suffer defeat, worst case scenario on Sunday, I hope they could just rid themselves of that storyline, get the goal, forget about that. And it's definitely a lot of pressure, but I think, first minute looked a little dicey there, and I felt they were a little tentative, a little nervous, a little sort of jittery. But once that got out of the way, I'm just so proud of these guys. I mean, a lot of these guys, you know, they're MLS guys. They've never played on a stage like this before, or even lower than MLS. And for them to show up like this against the likes of KDB and this great, you know, experienced Belgium team, I mean, how could you not feel so proud? I am so used to watching every major soccer tournament, every major soccer, you know, even if it's a club tournament or anything like that, Premier League, whatever, and we're non-factors. We're complete non-factors, and that has changed over the last few years. Now we have pride. Now that we're talking about Jonathan David, you know, joining Man United, replacing Cristiano Ronaldo, like things like that, a Canadian guy doing that. So this is just, to me, this feels like the beginning of something very, very special. They showed up, they represented, they didn't get wiped, you know, off the mat like so many people predicted. They were a plus 550, I believe, underdog, which is a massive, massive, you know, line against them. Look how they showed up. Nothing but pride right now.
Yep, they were not knocked out. They were not. There was no chokehold here. I don't know. I'm trying to use some words that you understand.
I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. No, they were not knocked out. It was not a 10-7. There was no submission. There was no rear naked. There was no nothing. In fact, dare I say, the referee screwed us, but that's okay. No tap out whatsoever.
Ariel.
In fact, it looked like Belgium was tapping out there at the very end. They looked afraid. They looked happy to get out of Dodge with their 3 points. Congratulations.
Let it out. Let it out. I love it. Love your fandom. That's our fanalist right there, Ariel. Appreciate it. We'll be checking in with him other times.
Remember those predictions.
I will.
Winning on Sunday, winning afterwards. We're getting the 6 points. We're winning the group. I take back what I said in that video. We're finishing #1 in the group, and then we're moving on to the round of 16. Remember, clip this off and replay it next week. You'll say that Ariel was right.
Ariel's drinking that Kool-Aid, and we love it. We want some of that, that's for sure.